gives clarity. This is where many of us are right here. We're on the right side. Y'all left side, not right. Unclear. You know that you thought God said or directed you to do this, but not really clear on it. Now let me be clear what I'm saying. Sometimes we clear just hard-headed. God said forgive. You ain't got to do that. Well, was that from the law? Yeah, it was. So now I'm talking about a decision to be made. Sometimes we don't have the clarity that's needed. And God will always provide the clarity we need to fulfill His will. Clarity and wisdom. Now you have this on your slide. Read this with me, please. And this is Revelation. I think God laid on my heart. Let's read this together. Purity of heart and applying godly wisdom produce clarity of mind. If I want my mind to be clear, I got to have my heart clear and also make sure I'm following godly wisdom. Then I got clarity. Then I'm no longer kind of fuzzy right now. Now I'm clear. God said do this. And now I'm now sensitive to the promptings and the leading and the direction of the Lord here. So now read this, please. I love this. Read this, please. If God gave you the clarity to see it, He'll give you the character to pursue it, wisdom to maintain it, and strength to fight for it. Never allow fear to dictate your destiny. So if God gave you some clarity, I'm telling you right now that my wife, now we're going to fight for y'all in the spiritual realm. We're going to fight for y'all in the natural realm. Because why? Because God gave us some clarity about where this church is supposed to be. The devil's trying to close it down, and the devil's trying to come against us. But we believe right now that we are here for such a time as this. And God gave us some clarity here. And He'll give us the character to pursue what He said. And the wisdom to maintain it. And we're going to have all the strength we need to keep on going and fight for what He has. Why? Because we will never, don't let fear dictate where you're headed. God already has a glorious path for you. God already has a prosperous path for you. Don't you let fear. That's what He said. We start off with that. Don't fear whatever the obstacles are. A red sea in front of you. Don't fear. Stand still, see the salvation of the Lord. With the problems you see today, you won't see again. I just need you to stand still and don't say a word if it's contrary to what He says. So here's the next one. Wisdom also provides, watch this now, I love this. Wisdom provides us with certainty. Not only clarity, but certainty. You gotta know some things have to be non-negotiable for a believer. See, if everything's negotiable, it'll get you all over the place. Yes. Some things have to be rock solid for a believer. Certainty. Got to have certainty in an uncertain world. So certainty is the conviction that something is what it is. So here's what happens. You got to have certainty, first of all, that God what? See, here's the point. When you know God loves you, He can see you through the storm. When you know God loves you, it can see you through the rain. When you know God loves you, it can see you through the pain. Because you know right now God loves you too much to leave you by yourself. So I have to be certain that my actions did not cause God to stop loving me. You got to be certain about that. I got to be certain about that. So now here's what happens. If you love something, what you going to do? Give. For God so loved the world that He gave. He gave us peace. He gave us joy. He gave us love. He gave us one another. He gave us health. He gave us strength. He gave us power. He gave us anointing. He gave us breakthrough. He gave us favor. He loved us, and He gave. Yes. So our role is to make sure that we are giving as directed by God and not directed by us. Here's the other thing. Certainty. You got to know that God lifted you. You got to know that you're lifted. You got to know. You got to know beyond a shadow. I know you may be in a valley right now. You got to know God lifts you. You got to know that you're going through the valley. You're not supposed to stay in the valley. You got to know God lifts you. When it doesn't look good, you got to know God is still a lifter of your head. You got to know beyond a shadow of doubt that God lifts you. So look what it says right here in Psalm 41-3. Look what He says. He says, I waited patiently for the Lord, and He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the miry pit. Come on now. Out of the mud and the mire. And he set my feet upon a rock. And he gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my heart. A hymn of praise to our God. And many will see and fear the Lord and will put their trust in him. Somebody's going to see you got raised up. And God put you on a rock. And as a return, they're going to say, what must I do to be saved? Somebody give God some praise up in his house. He will raise us. He will raise us. He will lift us. God, you got to know that God did not turn his back on you. That certainly God lifted you. But here's the last one right here. Certainly God liberates you. God has set us free. Can somebody say amen? Amen. God has set us free. Now what happened? God liberates you. I love this. If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. When the Son sets you free from what people think, you are free indeed. When the Son sets you free from people's bondage, you are free indeed. When the Son sets you free from everything people say about you, you are free indeed. So when you know who you are and you know whose you are, at that point you can be free and be free indeed. So wisdom also, lastly, provides believers with conformity. Conformity. We're allowing ourselves to conform to the will of God. So let read this with me, please. Christianity is not about conforming God into our image. Rather, it's about conforming ourselves into his. We're not trying to make God into our image. We're trying to conform to his beautiful and wonderful image. So here's the point right here. I love that. Not just every kid, everybody needs to know that. Read this with me. Don't conform to the norm. Just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's right. You know what we're going to say? If everybody jump out the bridge, you're going to jump too. So that don't conform. It is all right. I'm going to end with this right here. We're going to end with Romans 12, 1 and 2 from the Message translation. Let's read this first and then we'll end with this last scripture. Read this, please. You are either in the Word, and the Word is conforming you to the image of Jesus Christ, or you are in the world, and the world is squeezing you into this mold. It's not middle ground here. You can be half molded. That you're going to be in the Word, conform to the image of Jesus, or we're going to be in the world, conform to the mold of the world. Let's read this last one right here from Romans 12. Now, this is from the Message translation in its entirety. And you'll see part of what we say every week in here, but we're going to end on this one. Let's read this together. So here's what I want you to do. God helping you. Take your everyday, ordinary life. You're sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life. And place it before God as an offering. What is it saying right here? That everything you do, think of it as an offering unto God. God, I love you so much that everything I do, I want to honor you. Everything I do, I want to lift you up. Everything I do, not just when I come to church on Sunday, but every interaction I have, I want to make it an offering, God, unto you. You offered your son. So now you offered your best. And in my ordinary life, everyday life, I want to offer like this. Keep going now. Now you know that's been embracing what God does for you. Keep on going. It's the best thing you do. You got to be able to stay in your seat right now. Now, what's the next part? Watch it. Oh, now get this. This is the best. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. All these folk around you cussing. That's what you start cussing. Just fit into it. They become just like the world. Instead of being in the world, not of the world, become just like the world. Keep on going now. Instead, fix your attention on God. You will be changed from the, inside out. Come on now. Ready to recognize what he wants from you and quickly respond to it. Watch this now. Unlike the culture around you, all always dragging you down to its lowest level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you, developing well-formed maturity in you. Can somebody just give God just a hand clap of praise for that right now in Jesus' name? This idea of yielding, this idea of yielding. That we are that yielding. This right, you have this from last week. I want to make sure we just end on this. Yielding is to admit to be true. Yielding is to admit to be true. I admit I'm conformed to the image of Jesus. I admit I'm the righteousness of God. Yielding is admitting to be true. Surrender means to hand over to the hands of an enemy. So we've been saying for quite some time, we sing all these songs, I surrender all. Surrender means handing over to the hands of an enemy. God is not our enemy. So our role is to make sure we're not trying to yield. God, I admit what you said about me is true. So nowhere, lastly, we talked about this last week, nowhere in the New Testament, in the King James Version, Revised Standard Version, American Standard Version, the most trusted version we have, do you find the word surrender anywhere in the New Testament? Nowhere in the New Testament. Because it means to encapture, or it means to hand over to the hands of an enemy. But yield means that we now go in and admit to be true. How many admit that God, when God says you're righteous, you know you're righteous? How many admit when God says you're blessed, you're blessed? How many admit to be true when God says you're raised, you're raised? How many admit when God says you are the righteous of God, you are? It's about I admit what you say, God, is true. And even if I don't admit it, it's still true anyway. I'm going to admit it and accept it. That's the part of my yielding. God, we just thank you for this day. And thank you for the privilege, God, of being in this place and for all you've done in our lives. We just honor you, God, and praise you and glorify you and worship you for this who you are